death minutes later for not having an idea of what time it was.
Wait. Oh, hold on. So everyone in this story is insane. Mm-hmm. Because my thing was that the guy that answered, how the F do I know, is the guy that then killed the guy for asking him.
No.
So that guy had a ridiculous answer.
And his response, the response was he was killed for having a ridiculous answer. But you just shook your head like, well, I get it, I understand why.
If somebody asked me what time it is, I'm saying, oh, I'm sorry, I don't know. I would never be killed for that.
Just guess. What did you just guess? 2:30, 17:30. How about 15?
I don't think the problem was that the guy didn't have...
What time is it? 15.
15. Just do a number. $1.5 million.
What time is it? Triangle.
And just keep walking.
A third of. Wait, it's a third of or a third after?
4th and 2.
I understand, but you know what? He was a jerk for saying it that way. His response should have been, I don't know. It would have been over. I'd be alive today.
No, if he said 15, he would still be alive today.
Or even if he said, I don't know, he'd be alive. He said, how the F do I know? And some guy, what's his name here? Darby Gavin.
Guilty.
Yeah, he should be guilty. He's guilty of a lot of things. You're looking to his past. But Darby Gavin was the guy who couldn't take the fact that he didn't effing know what time it was, so he killed him. Darby, by the way, was out of his house trying to find his girlfriend and the mother of his child, who went out to buy cigarettes and then never returned back home. Turns out she actually went to a party with some friends that she bumped into while she was buying cigarettes, and he was annoyed that he was left home watching the 10-month-old daughter that they had together. Actually, I don't know if it was a daughter or son, but the 10-month-old child that they had at home. So mad, in fact, that when he went out to go look at her, he left that 10-month-old sitting at home to go out and kill some guy for not knowing what time it was.
Whoa.
They get nominated. I want to say Darby Gavin. He gets nominated for my favorite person of the week. He's the coolest guy.
As a child, Darby Gavin once asked a cat what time it was, and it said meow, and he killed it.
Wait,
did you see the way that he said meow, though?
I actually have. Wait, hold on. Let me get it. I actually have video of Darby Gavin's confession to the police.
I want to see that on the
video. This is played backwards, though. Hold on. I can't afford to watch.
Wow.
What happened, buddy? Why are you holding your wrist in pain? Are you trying to, as you've said, crack that nut open on your hand?
No, my left wrist all of a sudden just started having real serious pain. I've been pulling on it trying to help it.
Oh, God.
It doesn't help.
Anyone that put money on me going first, now's your time to opt out.
Is that the left arm?
Yeah, my left hand.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, wait, my heart's on the other side of it. Damn it. So I've been talking about magical legal issues. This week, Judge Michael Shull. Michael Shull? He's from someplace. He's a terrific judge. What? It's a story. It's a news story.
The good judges segment of the week.
He was you get disbarred when you get your judge stuff taken away, or is that when you get
That's a lawyer.
Disbarred is, you lose your law license.
You
lose your judgeship.
Something from the bench.
He got dis super barred, I think is what
Debenched?
Something like that. I really don't remember the word.
But this week it happened to him after a couple of different reports came in on him that he decided a custody for the holidays thing in family court, like a custody of a child for a family, by flipping a coin in court. And when a woman claimed that she was stabbed in her leg, his response was to tell her to drop her pants. I want to see the scar in court. She actually did oblige and show the scar. Then after the fact, he apparently told the bailiff, "You see those panties that she was wearing? Kind of hot, right?" So
in front of the lady?
No. After
like
the fact,
in
privately.
judge's chambers?
It was him and Bull sitting in the courtroom, in his chambers together. They discussed it.
If that was the case, he could have just made her panties disappear, huh? Or hey, look what I got here.
Bull.
I mean, seriously, you expect that from John Larroquette, but you wouldn't expect it from
Judge Harry Stone.
From Judge Harry Stone.
He asked Roz if she saw her panties.
Dan something. Dan.
What was
Fielding?
John Larroquette. Dan Fielding.
Dan Fielding. You expect that kind of behavior from Dan Fielding.
All right. Boo. Remember Mac?
Mac who?
Mac
was the guy who replaced
He was-
somebody, right?
He was the the court stenographer or something.
He was married to the Japanese woman.
You were talking about magic before, Chris?
Yeah, I talk about it all the time.
The new technology has been unveiled by the Ministry of Defense. They have finally made a tank invisible. tanks are going to be invisible by the
No,
year
they didn't.
2012.
No,
Yeah.
stupid.
In secret test trials, it worked. They used cameras and projectors to beam images of the surrounding area and actually made a tank invisible.
I'll tell you why I don't believe. Go ahead, Vito.
I
I'm
was gonna
sorry.
say, didn't they make it invisible by blinding their enemy?
They made the.
They made a tank invisible. But asked by the onlookers whose heads were just taken off, none of them could say that they saw the tank.
English professor Sir John Pendry has
That's who
created
did it.
Yep.
See, I don't think they can make a dime invisible. Let
They
alone
did
a
it.
tank.
They actually show a picture of it.
But they didn't make it invisible. They it hid behind a projection screen behind it.
Well, they're going to try. They're going to use it in war.
That's not
they
making
say.
it invisible.
By two.
That's like me saying, like, "Oh, look, I'm making myself invisible," and I throw a blanket over my head because you can't see me. I'm invisible. Could you
I
guys
may
see
not
me?
know you're here.
There's actual test trials done. There's a guy that said the tank was 10 feet in front of him, the barrel pointing in his on his head. He could not see it.
Isn't that the concept of camouflage?
Exactly.
Yeah, camouflaged. It was camouflaged. It was not invisible.
Invisible to the human
If you
eye.
give me some invisibility spray and spray it on me, some invisibility spray, you can't see me.
Well,
I'll be with it.
That's my next question. What would you do if you were invisible? Like, because now they're doing tanks, they're going to soon
I'd
have
go
clothes and cloaks.
immediately to the nearest women's restroom and just sit there for hours.
Is that what you would do, Chris?
Smoking a cigarette.
I do that anyway. Why you want them to be freaked out by the smoke and the cigarette
smell,
sitting
the
there,
smell, yeah.
hovering in the air?
What, that wouldn't be invisible too? As long as I was holding it, I thought it's invisible.
It's anything in your possession invisible.
Obviously. If it's not everything in my possession, then they'd see my pants and shirt.
So you would use your...
So I'd have to be nude?
So Chris would use his invisibility for evil. That's what we know.
That's not
that's
evil.
That's evil. Looking at girls naked in the
He'll
bathroom.
feel so
That's
great when he sees them.
whoa.
That's evil, dude.
Whoa. When did I say I was looking at girls? I said
You
I was
said
gonna,
you were gonna be in a girl's
I was going to
bathroom
go to a
smoking a
ladies'
cigarette.
restroom and smoke a cigarette.
Exactly. Looking at girls. Go to
I've
the
never
bathroom.
been in a ladies' restroom before. It looks like a nice, comfortable place to enjoy a cigarette.
He's going to film a movie. 2 girls, 1 cup, 1 invisible
Yes.
guy.
Speaking of being invisible, what is this 2 girls, 1 cup thing? I've never seen it. What is this?
Oh, just watch it.
Let me see it. I would love to watch it. I couldn't find it.
I refuse.
Could I watch it?
I refuse to watch it on the show. I will let the tape roll at the end of the show and record your response to it.
Could you record my reaction just looking at it?
Absolutely.
But why won't you do it on
I
the
will
movie?
not do it on the air because it's been done by every other radio show out there. That's why.
The reactions have been?
This is an Opie and Anthony bit. I'm not going to just blatantly steal their bit. If you want to do it privately, we'll do it, and we'll let people hear it if they want. But
just what is it? What is?
And if you have a ridiculous overreaction like everyone else on the Opie and Anthony show did, then
you won't.
Yeah, it doesn't help to explain it.
White ass Brent is actually putting the link up to it in the room. It's a terrific magical thing. We'll look at it afterwards. 2girls1cup.com. Check it out.
What would you do if you were invisible, Freddie? You brought it up.
What I would do? I don't know. I think I would steal money. I think that would be the first thing I did.
So you would do it for evil too?
Sorry. I just saw right now that White Ass Brent said that AIDS patient 0 is a dude from Canada that effed green monkeys.
What's green monkeys? What is a green monkey?
Oh!
They're a little under the weather.
I would do it. I would definitely use my invisibility for evil. Definitely.
See, here's what I would do. I would sneak into the White House and just tape recording, like different conversations or whatever, to try to get
You try to be the hero.
I don't think
Vito
you're-
would be the hero.
I don't think you're going to get into the White House just because you're invisible. There's going to be motion detectors there.
they know about invisibility. They just made a tank invisible.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to work. Invisibility is like you got to be reasonable. You're not going to be able to scale fences and get into the White House.
You have to be reasonable. You have to sit in a girl's bathroom and watch girls go to the bath.
I said I was going to smoke a cigarette.
Why can't you do that in the boys'
girls'
bathroom?
I've been
You
there.
can smoke a cigarette in your house when you're invisible.
But
You got
I've
to go
done
to the
that.
girl's
I
bathroom.
want to do something different because I'm invisible.
Forget about being invisible. Is there some kind of invisible camera we could put in the toilet?
So you don't have to see what you just did.
I've tried.
So we can just see Chris visible smoking. Just sitting in the bathroom just smoking.
And a bunch of girls
I
crowded.
just love the idea that you tried in your own house,
I wanted to see what I look like from down there.
but you knew about it immediately.
Hey, wait, I see that.
Oh my god. I worked with someone that wouldn't use the bathroom. She would not use the bathroom because she was convinced that every company has cameras in the bathroom.
Well, that's because she worked for
And your,
Chuck Berry for
and
like
your
9
office
years.
started to stink after a week.
She worked for Chuck Berry apparently before she started working with you guys.
Chuck Berry, poor guy. Just wanted to sell some videos.
It's really uncomfortable.
Andy Reid's son's a drug addict criminals.
Yeah,
Next.
makes him a bad person.
Who's Andy